Now, even though I can't speak for everybody, I like investing small, safe amounts of money in ultra high yielding ETFs that might offer exposure to higher beta names and even utilizing riskier strategies in order to earn anywhere from say 20 to 30 to 100+% yield per year. Now, because I'm an investor with a relatively low risk tolerance, I would never personally utilize any of these names that you can see here on the screen or others as a larger position in my long-term portfolio. But like I said, I do own several different quality ultra high yielding names that I've done pretty well with. So in this video, what I want to do is share with you guys 7 of my favorite ultra high yielders in no particular order. These are all names that I either own in my long-term portfolio or plan on owning because I like what they offer as far as their holdings, their strategy, or maybe both. Now, even though it goes without saying, ultra high yielders and anything that can potentially offer 50 to 100% yield, let's say, for example, is going to come along with some risk. I think that should be pretty obvious. But if you guys want to see 7 of my favorite ultra high yielders, make sure to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's go right to the first one. If you've been thinking about building passive income with high yield dividend investing, now is the time to get started because there's never been a better opportunity to build a high yielding portfolio than right now, and that's because all the amazing high yield products that are available throughout the markets. Now, I just dropped a brand new ebook. It's everything that I've learned after building a 7-figure dividend portfolio that pays me thousands every single month. Inside this new high yield investing ebook, we're going to go over how it actually works, the risks, the rewards, sample portfolios, and exactly how you can start collecting income very quickly. Now, my ebook is designed to help you get straight to the point because, to be honest, there is quite a bit to learn about the strategy. So if you want to grab this ebook, it's down below the first link in my description. Now let's get back into the video. Now, first off, one of my favorite ultra high yielders is going to be FEPI, the Rex FANG and Innovation Equity Premium Income ETF. I think I've owned shares of FEPI more or less since it started trading, and up until this point, it hasn't really done all that great or all that bad as far as total return goes, in my opinion. Now, FEPI does offer a 25.2% distribution rate, so you are getting exposure to massive income generation with this one. The way that FEPI works is it offers exposure and owns big tech names, and then along with that, writing cover calls on high implied volatility names offers enhanced income potential. Now, as far as FEPI's distributions go, back in the day, they were a little bit higher, and unfortunately, they have been going down and down and down, the most recent being one of the lowest ones we've seen. But back in the day, I used to expect anywhere from $1.05, $1.10 per share per month from FEPI, and now as of recent, more or less 90 cents-ish, which is still okay. The next ETF that also would be considered an ultra high yielder with a 28% distribution rate is going to be BTCI, the NEOS Bitcoin High Income ETF, which is relatively new, but I'm adding to my portfolio pretty consistently. This ETF seeks to generate high monthly income with potential for appreciation based on exposure to exchange traded products that have direct exposure to Bitcoin. Now, as a side note, if you guys want to see me dig deep into any one of these names, as well as tons of other dividend-focused stocks and ETFs, that's all I talk about on my channel, so check out some other videos. Now, BTCI has been an awesome product in my opinion so far because of the fact that Bitcoin has done so well over the time frame that I've been buying into it, but along with that, it offers Bitcoin exposure through a high income strategy. Now, the most recent distributions from BTCI were anywhere from $1.39, $1.51, $1.25, and this is per share per month. Now, a lot of investors always ask me, well, what is going to happen to ETFs like this one that are heavily tied to Bitcoin if Bitcoin drops, say 10%, 20, 30%? Well, it should be obvious that any ETF that holds onto something, in this case, a lot of Bitcoin, if Bitcoin drops in price, obviously the ETF will follow to some degree. Even though I'm not extremely involved in crypto and or Bitcoin, I do think Bitcoin has the potential to stay somewhat steady and offer a lot of volatility, which means an ETF like this one should do pretty good as far as offering a steady NAV and even a massive distribution rate. The next ETF that I've owned for a while now, and that is definitely an ultra high yielder, is CONI, or the YieldMax Coin Option Income Strategy ETF. This ETF has a 72.88% distribution rate. Now, CONI obviously offers exposure to coin-based stock, and then through options offers a ton of income generation. CONI has offered massive returns since inception as far as total returns. Now, this is largely due to the fact that CONI pays anywhere from 50 cents per share per month upwards to over $1 per share per month, and then a while back over $2 per share per month. Now, Coinbase is obviously extremely volatile. This single stock can jump like crazy on any given day because it's largely tied to crypto and Bitcoin. Just like all the others, I personally would never hold on to a massive portion of CONI, but if and when CONI drops in price, or at least when it has in the past, I always grab some more shares for my portfolio. The next ultra high yielder that I also own some shares of, I haven't bought more of this one in a while, but it's AIPI, the Rex AI Equity Premium Income ETF, which offers a 34.8% distribution rate. This ETF offers exposure to AI stocks, which are extremely volatile, generally speaking, and then writes cover calls on those stocks for enhanced income generation. As far as the income goes for AIPI, anywhere from $1.50 back in the day, just about, to just as of recently $1.23, $1.27 per share per month. Now with most of these ultra high yielders, it's kind of safe to say that even on the lower end of things, the lower end of distributions go, you're still going to be able to generate a massive boatload of income. So as far as AI exposure goes, I would definitely add some more AIPI in my portfolio soon if we see some dips in the markets. The next ultra high yielder that I have my eyes on, I don't think I own any one of this one yet, but MSTY, the Magnificent 7 covered call ETF. This ETF has done very good so far. It implements a covered call strategy on the Magnificent 7 stocks, which of course are extremely volatile, which helps MSTY offer a 34-35% distribution rate. Now this ETF also offers weekly distributions, so that could be a huge selling point if that's what you're looking for. This ETF has only been trading since June of this year, and it's already up around 16.28% as far as total return goes. The distributions paid weekly, again weekly this is, anywhere from 27 cents to 37 cents to 38 cents. This is a boatload of income generation, and I really plan on adding this one to my portfolio very soon. A few more to go through, guys. I also own some shares of SPYT. Again, all these ultra high yielders are going to be somewhat risky, but they do offer a boatload of income. SPYT, or the Defiance S&P 500 Income Target ETF, is targeting a 20% yield on the S&P paid out monthly. We're talking around 17%, so not necessarily as good as some other high income focused ETFs, but still this one's in my portfolio. I'm down a little bit on it as far as price goes, but it has been paying massive distributions since inception. I mean, look at the most recent payouts. We have 30 cents, 28, 29, 31, 32. I mean, this is per share per month. Last but not least, another smaller position in my long-term portfolio that I probably will add more of at some point here. It's the Nicholas Global Equity and Income ETF, or GIAX. Now this ETF offers exposure to global equities plus option overlay plus monthly income equals GIAX. And honestly, unless I'm mistaken, this is probably one of the only ETFs in my long-term portfolio that offers me more global exposure. The ETF's total return since inception hasn't been the best performance I've seen across the markets. This ETF could be worth me averaging down more shares of in my portfolio. Now, as far as the distributions go, anywhere from 35 cents, 34, 33, 34, pretty steadily around that 35 to 40 cent range is what we've seen over the past several months. Now, for those of you guys who are still watching the video at this point, definitely drop a like down below and subscribe. But just sort of as a bonus for this video, I wanted to include a very important aspect of when choosing which ultra high yielding ETF you want to invest into, if of course is what you're looking for. Look into the underlying holdings of any ETF you're interested into and ask yourself, do you want exposure to that? But along with that, look at the strategy, look at the objective of the ETF, and ask yourself once again, is this something you're looking for? Now, I definitely recommend moving forward with caution whenever it comes to investing in general, but especially with some of these ultra high yielding products, because again, there could be either a little bit or major risk attached to it. Now, before I go, I do have one last question for you guys down below. As far as ultra high yielders go, what's your number one favorite across the entire market as of right now? Drop it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like on it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.